everyone, this is Chibi Usa with this Sunday's video, and today we will be doing a Chibi Usa or Princess My Lady picture based off a Alphonse Mucha print I found. That was like one of the season series, and that's what we're going to be doing today. Alright, and here we'll take a quick look at what our colors are going to be. I have it divided up from each section from hair, skin, dress, eyes, some of the flowers, the foreground, and the background. And it's pretty useful to like look things up and figure out what your color palette's going to be. That's what I did this time. This is based off looking at the print, Mucha prints themselves to figure out how the fading works. And a lot of the Chibi Usa things, I looked up tutorials just to see what other people have done, and I just combined it with the ones that I thought worked best, and we'll get started with the video now.
Alright, so here we will begin coloring our skin tones here. Remember, it is lightest to darkest. I don't know why I wanted to sound snooty. Whenever it's classical music, I just go into that. But just the usual rules, lightest to darkest, so pretty much the main ones is E000, E00, and E01. So 000 through 1 is for the skin tones this week. And it's just looking all soft, like I've noticed the Mucha prints, and I can only imagine how much better it would look if I actually had the airsoft system. I know I keep mentioning it every other video, but I don't know, now I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to really think about getting it, but for right now, I'm pretty happy with what I have so far, and I got a couple of new colors today. It's just two in between, so that hasn't been too bad. And now we're just working on the base color of the hair, which is now almost done. I think the trickiest part for this entire picture was the hair and the dress, just because it was so many pinks so close together, and it got, at one point I think I even got confused as to which palette I was using, because the dress and the hair actually used very similar colors. So that got tricky really fast, and I think at one point I had to stop real quick and be like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Did I mess up? And I was like, no, it was right. I just had to use one other color to make it different, because I think the main difference between the hair and the dress was the use of RV09 and RV19, and once we get to the dress, you'll see a little bit. And again, I am very sorry for some of this picture being cut off in the very bottom. I tried to like mark out where my camera was be, but then I moved the camera a lot and I forgot to do the range again. So I'm trying to get better about that. If this doesn't shout rookie video, I don't know what does. But yeah, I'll try to do better next week, or I might even do a test video today, but I'm not making promises on that because this one took forever as it was, just because the line art took a lot of work. And let's see, then we put down the base color of the dress, which is the same base color as the hair. Doo-doo-doo, there we go. And this is using not E, ignore me, that was not E. It's actually R20. See how used I am to having to say what my skin tones are? Good gosh. But yes, R20 is what we're using for the base here, and it works lovely. So you can tell from like the streakiness, I am starting to really run out of ink there, so that's going to be on my list of refills to do. And if you guys want to learn how to do the refills, let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure to add something for that. Alright, and here we are adding R11, I believe. Either R11 or R4. I think I wasn't paying attention to which I was doing first. No, it should be R11. R11 is... Actually, that was the second tone that I just totally forgot to film that. So it actually is the R4, and this is where we're working on our fabric. And just because of how many pinks I had, I really wasn't sure how well this was going to turn out, because I knew the fabric needed to pop, because that's how Mucha's work usually goes, is having the hair and dresses pop more than the faces, is what I've noticed. So it got a little tricky for me, but as you can see, after I blend, which is my favorite thing to do, just blend like crazy, and you can see it's starting to come together and look a lot smoother. And another reason why I'm sold to Copic markers, because the blending makes it amazing. Blend, blend, blend. And the eyes, which was RV04, R29, R46, and E09. I think the original actually called for an R53, but I didn't have it, so I had to get a little creative with it. So I ended up using a mix of the R46 and R9 to compensate for not having R53. And I think the foreground here is what got tricky, because there's some where it was actually wheatgrass was supposed to be in the front. I'll post a link of the original print I was basing this pose off of in the comments, but I was also following a reference picture of wildflowers, so I could try to make them prettier and look a little better. But some of those were like green up the front and then yellow field in the back, so I think that's what I went more for rather than the foresty background of the original print that Mucha did. And I don't know, I don't think it's a bad idea to do differences here and there. It helps you, like, I don't know how to put this. It makes you think about how you want to do it, how much detail you're willing to put into it, what your skills levels are at this point, and do you really want it to be exactly like it, or do you want it to be slightly different? I think is more what it is. It merely makes you think about how you want things to be done. So here for the background, I'm just blending Y11 through Y19, so that whole stretch of yellow. And then for my greens, which I think I'm about ready to do, yep, there it is G40, G21, G24, G19, and G27. And when I did this test on a different card, it blended very nicely, though I think I did a different blending technique than what I end up doing on the actual picture. But I eventually go back with the the G40 and blend everything from there, because that's my lightest out of this whole palette thing there. So that's what ended up happening there. And I think some of my blending of the greens got cut off because my camera decided to shut off on me, which sucked. Then I had some orange because I couldn't think of any other color to put in there, but I kind of like it. Then I put a darker orange in there to fade it out, and then touched up with a gold Sharpie because some of my Copics kind of messed with it a little, but that's okay. And I'm just really bummed I didn't film as much of the flowers as I wanted, because I totally messed up my camera angles. I didn't know it until it was too late, and I tried to push it up so people could see better, but at least you could see the flowers that small lady there is holding. I am seriously trying to get better with these camera angles. I know I keep mentioning that, but it get tricky. Let me see. And just basically coloring flowers at this point. So this is the part of the video where I'm going to do my usual thing. Remember, I post every Sunday, be it the morning or the afternoon. And if you want to see anything like any more any specific tutorial on what techniques, or have any suggestions on line art or things like that, drop me a comment below. And I'll post any other bonus information in the description box. And yeah, that'll be it for this week. So I guess I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye.